What's costing your child more, missing soccer practice or missing sleep? Every week in my sleep clinic, I see kids falling asleep in class, struggling with mood swings, memory issues, or hyperactivity. Now, the culprit is generally not a sleep disorder. It's often a choice: late night soccer, late night screens, or just not prioritizing sleep. So, today we're talking about how sleep deprivation literally changes your child's brain and why it's time to take it seriously. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Rafia Valji. I'm a sleep and lung doctor based in Canada. So let's talk about numbers. How much sleep do kids actually need? So children 1 to 2 years of age should be sleeping 11 to 14 hours per 24 hours, and that's including naps. Children 3 to 5 years of age should be sleeping 10 to 13 hours in 24 hours, including naps. Kids who are 6 to 12 years of age need 9 to 12 hours per 24 hours. And teenagers aged 13 to 18 actually need 8 to 10 hours, and that's every single night. I'm going to link those numbers for you guys in the description below. Now, if your child is sleepy during the day, we actually recommend aiming for that upper end of that range. And that isn't just a suggestion, that's actually required for optimal brain development. One of the key things we need to understand is that sleep is not just rest. It's actually when the brain is undergoing an intense process of recovery and learning. So the nerve cells in the brain, the neurons, are repairing and resetting, and sleep is critical to keep them healthy and responsive. There is a concept called synaptic downscaling, where the brain is actually clearing out old connections to make room for the new connections, to make room for the neuroplasticity, which is how the brain is growing and adapting. There's also a process by which the brain is actually clearing toxins that have built up during the day. Now, childhood and adolescence is characterized by rapid development. And so enabling enough time for these processes to happen, enabling enough sleep is critical. Now, what happens if kids don't get enough sleep? So chronic sleep deprivation affects specific parts of the brain. So MRI studies have shown that chronic sleep deprivation impacts the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of our brain that is responsible for decision making, for planning, and for attention. So that all weakens. The amygdala, which is the emotional center in the brain, becomes overactive. And the striatum, which is linked to reward and risk taking, that also becomes more impulsive. And so what happens is that the brain becomes more reactive and more emotional as opposed to reflective. And so kids become emotional, they become impulsive, they're less able to manage their behaviors, they're less able to make good decisions. Now, all of this isn't just theory. The ways that this shows up in my sleep clinic is that we are seeing kids who are struggling with attention in school. They're struggling with memory, with learning, they're having mood swings, they're aggressive. And these hyperactivity symptoms, which happen with sleep deprivation, can actually even look like ADHD. I find that children are more likely to even engage in things like using caffeine to pre-medicate and keep themselves awake. So before you say yes to another late night practice or even let their kids fall asleep with their phone, I want you to ask yourself, is it worth risking your child's brain development? So really, sleep isn't just optional, it's actually foundational. And protecting your child's brain starts with protecting their sleep. If this video helped to reframe how you think about sleep, please hit like, subscribe, please feel free to share it to someone who's burning the candle at both ends. And drop a comment below. What is keeping your kids up at night? See you on the next one.